We do have a finalist in the men's 800 metres, which is the next final up here, and the men are out on the track. So the championship record, the great Alberto Juantorena of Cuba. He ran 1:43.40 to take this title in Sofia, and that 34 years ago. Cuba, without a finalist here. The United States, though, do have two in Ryan Martin and Casimir Loxsom. Lutimar Paes looked impressive in winning his semi-final as well. So let's go through the lineup, shall we? China are representative. They've got an athlete right on the inside. There he is. Teng Haining, 1:47.27, his lifetime best, set this season. At the top of the tree in global terms, David Rudisha, looking pretty much unbeatable with 1:42.61, the world record holder. Don't expect the final being run here, I would have thought, in something around about the 1:45, 1:46 pace. Sören Ludolph of Germany's in lane 2. There's the first of the two Americans, Ryan Martin, a 1:45 man this season. Also ran a leg of the relay in qualifying yesterday. So I hope that hasn't taken anything out of him. Here's the US-based Kenyan, Fred Samoei. Well, we've seen the Kenyans running in purple vests until now, but Fred Samoei, they're turning up in the rather more traditional red and green. Here is Loxsom, a finalist in the US Championships in Eugene at the end of June. He finished 6th in that final. He's a 1:45.28 man. Lutimar Paes, well, Brazil have produced one or two decent half-milers over the years. Could this man be another one of them? 1:45.32, he ran in Belém in May. Lachlan Renshaw, he's the Australian in the field. Back in China, 3 years after he was eliminated in the heats at the Olympic Games in Beijing. And right on the outside, Vyacheslav Sokolov, wearing the glasses, more, I think, a decoration than a functional purpose here. Sokolov, it ran 1:45.69 last month. So the first bend, run in lanes in this 800 metre final. Will somebody take the pace by the scruff of the neck and ensure we get a decently and honestly run race? And you can see Samoei, the Kenyan, tall, long striding, has gone straight to the front. Loxsom, the second of the Americans there, perhaps their most favoured athlete, in fact, is coming across wearing 1:3.92. Paes, the Brazilian, well, he's only got two men behind him at the moment, and one of them is the American, Ryan Martin, who's right at the back of the field. So it's Samoei of Kenya who has the lead. Loxsom of the United States is there in second place. Teng, the Chinese, in third. Renshaw, the Australian, running wide in fourth place. Just behind him is Paes, and on the curve is Ludolph, the German. Let's keep an eye on the clock. If it's going to be, we're looking for something in the region of 50, 51. And the Kenyan has ensured we've got a decent pace. 51.29 at 400 metres. It's going to be a test of stamina as much as speed. Samoei still has the lead. Loxsom, the sixth placer in the US Championships, is onto his shoulder, stretching down the back straight. You can see Martin right at the back of the American. He's certainly beaten already. Here comes Loxsom, moving onto the shoulder of Samoei. The Chinese is still in it. Look at the finish that'll come from Paes. He's back in fourth place. The perfect place to strike. But Loxsom is making the best of his way home. But will he tell for it towards the end? Look at the Russian. Sokolov coming around the outside. Still 6 men in it. It's Loxsom into the straight. Look at the Russian coming on the outside. And don't discount Paes. Also the Brazilian. The Australian trying to find a gap through. But the American still has it, and look at him coming through, Renshaw, and the Australian is going to take it. Australia claim gold. Here we go back to the start, and well, it was the Kenyan who took it out, Samoei, but Casimir Loxsom, the American, you can see coming across there. He took the lead going into the second lap. And that was the bell reach in just a shade outside 51, so it was a good pace. At that stage, the Australian in fourth and doing everything right at the moment, but really at the crucial point, and this is it, coming off the bend, well, Renshaw finds himself almost treading on people's heels here. He's back in fifth or sixth place. He had to push, he had to shove. Eventually he found, look at the elbows getting in there. Renshaw desperate to get through. And Renshaw, look, right elbow on Teng, left one on Loxsom. And that's what tends to happen when athletes tire. They drift off the curb, and that is where Renshaw found a gap between the tiring Loxsom and Teng, who just in the end didn't have the strength to take it through. And it is Renshaw who takes the title for Australia. So there is confirmation of that result, a lifetime best for Teng in silver medal position 146.62. Lachlan Renshaw gold 146.36. Fred Samoei, the early leader, came back to pick up bronze for Kenya.